99% of crypto traders are missing this core move in the market, and frankly it's quite easy to miss. We're all in the midst of James Wynn nonsense. Elon Musk and Trump actually argue with each other online as a 40-year-old married pair of gay guys. Key right now is to actually pay attention. The current setup on the marketplace, this is the one setup that only will be available for the upcoming several months out there. We are either going to absolute shit from here, or we are sitting at absolute golden entries. And the meta is changing, and the ones that will figure out this meta early, they will be making all the money out there. Make sure to watch this video till the end. I think I will be sharing some picks. This is key market overview that you only need at this stage. Press the like button if you missed me, and let's start. Kicking off with the Bitcoin chart. At the bottom, at this formation, I was screaming to long leverage assets. I was screaming to long leverage something like bread, which essentially did 3x since the bottom. With size, you can definitely increase the leverage out there. Unfortunately, I did not do it myself, but the current situation is very, very interesting. We just had this huge dumpage, mainly connected with the fact that Trump and Musk started to argue online. But guys, all of this is just a manipulation in the first place. All of these things, they don't fucking matter. They're just using the market makers and manipulators. They're just using the things that are happening on the outside, and they're just printing the chart the way they want. This liquidation event actually is a very, very nice and genius thing out there, because what is the setup on the marketplace? What is the condition on the marketplace at this stage? Everyone is tired. Everyone just wants to leave. Nothing is happening on this market. You probably don't even want to watch this video in the first place, despite the fact it's actually one of the key videos you actually have to watch. And it's very interesting. And actually, if you're present here right now, I just think you're getting a huge edge out there. We just had this dumpage, and we are recovering quickly from this dumpage. It's almost like the market was expecting for something like this. Something like this happened, this dump happened, and it was like a bottom for a range of coins out there. And obviously Bitcoin is not something that is most interesting to us at this stage, because frankly speaking, you won't be able to make any money with Bitcoin out there. What's interesting to us out there is Ethereum, and Ethereum is showing much weaker price bounce since these levels than Bitcoin, right? We have huge red candle, and you may say that momentum on Ethereum is definitely bearish at this stage. Huge red candle, and then the green candle that does not even eat this imbalance in the first place. Nothing is happening in terms of that. I wanted to focus on some charts of alts as well, and you know, like the shitcoin I like is Mavi in the first place. And the reason I'm essentially showing that is because I do believe that the chart on many altcoins, I will share some others as well, is quite similar at this stage. I think what we are seeing here is the printout of double bottom somewhere around these levels. This is something that we are seeing on Mavi. We can also check out DYDX, right? We can check out this protocol that no one cares about. And what is happening with this one? We can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times we are kind of touching somewhere around the same bottom. This is a very, very strong bottom formation out there, and it's a very strong setup in terms of the accumulation, because things you have to understand is someone is constantly defending this bottom out there. Now, it's quite hard to actually be saying right now that what happens on the market next is Ethereum just pumps and alts just fall and everything goes to Valhalla. I've been sharing these things so many times, and most of all, I think I got wrong with altcoins. Only somewhere in the close of November, it was a very nice call in terms of meme coins and that, and you should focus on alts. And I think some other things with the recent bottom, it definitely was great. But if you recall the things I was saying several weeks ago, I was saying that alts, they will not start moving without a correction. Because we had huge surge up on meme coins, Farcoin, Bread, bunch of memes pumped, right? But in order for different asset class to start pumping, in order for meta to change, we usually need to go through a correction. And if you think about that, this is exactly something that happened in November. November 4th, up to November 4th, many altcoins, they reached an all-time high. Solana, SPX, all this stuff, it was pumping like crazy. What was happening right after November 4th? A range of alts that actually showed local bottom, deep bottom, crazy bottom out there. What happened right after? Since November 4th, most of the altcoins, they were pumping into the start of December. It was a local alt season with the Bitcoin dominance dropping and a bunch of even the worst altcoins out there showing at least 2 to 2.5x price increase in this short period of time, effectively short because it was pretty much just 1 month. Yeah, somewhere around 30 days. So I do believe something similar actually might be happening. And if you check out these meta that is happening on the marketplace currently in terms of meme coins, in terms of like people essentially who are still trying to be active in the market, what is the thesis that they have? Don't hold anything. If you hold, you lose. I cannot hold anything. I'm only here to flip 2-3x and out, 2-3x and out, and that's it. Guys, this is the main thought I actually wanted to communicate. This is the main reason why I'm recording this video in the first place. I want you to focus on the things I will say next. I do believe they're pretty important. I do believe we are at the peak at this stage. I would say even at the reversal of trading meta dying out there. I do believe most people on the marketplace exactly have this type of setup. I do believe something that is happening currently, and then if you have some people who are holding crypto, who are in crypto at this stage as well, something that is happening is very interesting, is that altcoin holders through these times in the market, they are exactly capitulating into meme coins. Think about that. Think about what was happening back in April of 2024 when alts corrected first, a bunch of liquidity came into alts. I would say that that part of the market is a bit different from the situation that we're seeing currently, but the situation that happened in September, from September till November, is very similar to the situation that's happening currently. Memes were pumping, altcoin holders were capitulating into meme coins through the correction 100%. The reason alts printed all these bottoms is because a bunch of people sold out of them and they probably capitulated into meme coins, right? What happened right after? We had AI meta, which is kind of closer to utility meme coins out there, and we have alts running like crazy. I would even argue that AI meta that we had, it started actually exactly after crazy correction of 12th of December, where I personally got liquidated for $300,000, right? So it's very interesting. We do see these changes in terms of meta out there, and the main take I want to provide you with is that I do believe that the meta should be changing currently, that traders should get fucked and that holders, they should actually win. And I do believe that there is already demand on the market for some type of utility out there. I'm not sure in terms of altcoins. I do know that like a bunch of us, they essentially went up in the last couple of months as well. Things like Hyperliquid and things like that. I do believe that meta in terms of utility might actually be changing in altcoins. Some ICM projects, some utility projects that are present on the marketplace. I am actively positioning myself in them. And obviously I do have some exposure into Ethereum meme coins, as I do believe that Ethereum meme coins are actually going to do quite well on a short-term time frame too, probably in the summer, because if you think about that, like these bet on utility meme coins on Solana and Ethereum memes is kind of like a hedge against nothing much happening in upcoming several months. Many people are calling for the fact that, well, we're going down, selling may go away. I'm not buying that. I do believe that this drop, if it continues, we might go to like $96,000. Right after, I would actually expect us to print $117,000 Bitcoin. And maybe after, we'd finally go into the correction that everyone expects at this stage. But ask yourself a question like, are people prepared for a correction currently? I believe they are. I believe they are. They are prepared for the correction. They're waiting for the lower prices to actually enter at this stage. They're in this trader mindset, essentially not holding things for a long time in their portfolios, just mainly stable coins and nothing else, right? In and out and things like that. And they should get fucked. They should underperform heavily. Already in the last couple of months, this happened. Then we're in the current correction. It's boring, it's tough, it's insane, right? But what I'm expecting is for demand for utility coins to unleash out there. Utility coins on Sol and Ethereum. I do believe that a lot of people are saying that Ethereum will essentially be outperforming Solana and things like that. But you probably have seen a lot of posts from a range of people out there. Oh, Solana is dying and things like that. And I actually wanted to say something on this matter as well to finalize everything that I've just essentially shared, right? So many scream about Sol going down. Always remember who was the first. Was called near Sol top. This is essentially my post in 31st of January where I'm calling Solana top. And I'm actually saying that Sol BTC chart will be repeating Ethereum BTC chart, right? Which is exactly something that we're seeing currently. And everyone, like people who are usually wrong, these people, they talk about things that are hyping because they're just forced to, because they're influencers in this space. But if these things are getting a lot of views, a lot of likes, it means that this is a consensus, and it means that probably it's fucking wrong in the current market, right? And this is something I'm saying, that I call this near sold top. Right now, almost half a year later, right? They're saying, oh, Solana is top, and they are seeing what I saw 6 months ago. They're seeing it currently. And they're talking publicly. It's pretty insane, right? If you want to front run by 6 months, you probably should follow this channel. I actually think Casino is too effective of an onboarding tool, and until anything else of this extent comes, it will survive and do well, probably pump soon. This is my honest thoughts at this stage as well. I do believe that onboarding process that is present on Solana is just on the next level. We do have, I do believe, 90% of people, 90% of people that enter crypto this cycle actually enter through Solana and Solana meme coins. Nothing else attracted them. No altcoins, no shit like that. 90% I do believe entered through Solana meme coins. And no chain out there has similar onboarding process, right? It's just insane. It's insanely good out there in terms of the apps. And interesting thing is that all of this infrastructure was not built by Solana itself. It was built by just third parties, which I do believe Solana would have been like greatly benefiting if essentially they would be building or at least buying out the portion of these infrastructure tools themselves. 5th of the month, and the reason I'm saying that yesterday was 5th of the month, and you might say that like the absolute dip of the correction happened yesterday and today, is because in the last, I think even like 10 months on this market, we only had 1 month, which was December, when the start of the month was not red. Each and every start of the month is always red. It's insane. It's like, and each and every month people still sit there and, oh, like a correction. I was not thinking about the correction. Each and every month starts with a correction because they get their liquidity. Big nihilism holders constantly get outperformed by traders. Bottom of high low. Meta should change into complete opposite. Believe, hold. Ethereum run and alts follow if memes outperform. These are the questions that I'm essentially just asking at this stage, but truly the situation for majors at this stage, at least from my point of view, and yesterday we were at the exact bottom before the current pump, so it was way less obvious. To me, it looked like the low of the higher top. So this is everything I wanted to focus on at this stage. So please look more into utility style on Sol specifically out there. I will be sharing some things in my private Discord in terms of the exact peaks. And look into Ethereum meme coins, look into holding. And I do believe alts at these levels, like Mali I just showed and some other things, I do believe that they're very, very nice levels out there, right? Again, memes will run, but if we will have general pumpage on the marketplace, I do believe that some other things will outperform. Utility memes on Sol and some alts. In terms of alts, it's hard to say. Maybe something like AI. It's hard to say at this stage. I almost feel like something new like virtuals, or maybe just the second wave of ICM would essentially be present, because there should be like holders, they have to be benefited, they have to be given a gift, and they have to outperform for all the traders to get wrecked out there. Thank you very much for watching this one. Let me know if you got any value of this video, and if you actually got, make sure to press the like button, and I will be seeing you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.